Hello, this is Stephen Childs. The World Fairness Agreement will be more helpful than anything that's ever happened so far for humans. And I want to talk about how the religions, some in a strange way, they encourage wrongdoing. They encourage suffering. You can see this in our culture. People that hurt people are protected. It's really weird. It's like if you're not a believer, they almost bring things about to put you in great suffering to cause your surrender. It's like there are people involved that are playing the role of God in trying to beat people into surrender to them rather than to God. They complain that I'm not listening, that I'm not learning, that I'm not waking up to the fact that I need to surrender to their group. No, I surrender to God, not to them. I surrender to Team Fairness, to the Church of Fairness, to the all-powerful two aspect of God. They cannot get me to stop and surrender to them. I won't. I'm already surrendered to my concept of God. And they're not it. Buddhism, it does the same thing. The suffering is what brings about people's awakening. See what I'm saying? How do you take that? Does that mean some bully beats you into submission? Or does it mean something else? Christianity often teaches that suffering can have a profound spiritual purpose. This is from Copilot AI. I'm asking about Christianity and suffering. Many Christians believe that trials and hardships can draw people closer to God. They call it a come to Jesus conversation when you're going to get confronted by a bunch of bullies. Either surrender to God or they're going to beat you up. It's that kind of thing. They cut you off. They take everything you have. They don't give you any help. They harm you. They harass you. So it says it helps people recognize that their dependence on God's grace. Suffering may be seen as an opportunity for growth, humility, and deeper faith, allowing individuals to experience God's love and mercy more profoundly. So mercy is an interesting word. It's the same idea. God's mercy, God is this tyrant bully guy, like in the Old Testament, that if you surrender to him, then you get mercy. That's just exactly the idea that Islam is based on, that idea. The beginning of the Quran is all this persuasion about the best thing for you to do is fear God and surrender to God. So, an example is Apostle Paul wrote in his letters about rejoicing in suffering as it produces it cut me off. I put it on pause and brought up another page. That's really typical. There's like this unseen force that does not want me doing what I'm doing. After all, when the Cathars disagreed with the Pope, it brought about the Inquisition for 100 years. People were tortured for what I'm doing. I'm getting death threats all the time. Paul often wrote about suffering in his letters in the New Testament, viewing it as a transformative experience that could deepen faith and character. For example, in Romans 5:3-5, 3-5, he talks about how suffering produces perseverance, character, and hope. He emphasizes that this hope does not disappoint because it is rooted in God's love. So by suffering, in the Mormon church, it's called long suffering. So they see benefit in us being miserable. So the method that you need God's help to become conscious of God and so forth. That has merit. Well, we don't need added suffering in the world. People get cancer. We could have the World Fairness Agreement in process. Wars won't happen. Poverty won't happen. So a lot of suffering will be eliminated. The human caused suffering. However, we're going to get sick, we're going to get old, and we're going to die. Our loved ones are going to die from cancer, from natural causes, from automobile accidents. So the suffering that brings us to the awareness that we need to transcend this experience of being in a body that's fragile, it's still here. So there's different approaches to this. Like the Sikh religion teaches that everything that happens is God in that form. So it's like, say yes to it. Let it be. And don't see things as right or wrong. Like this is wrong that this is happening to me. So you can have that viewpoint, all the while we're putting into place the World Fairness Agreement, because we're not stupid. It's like people slept on beds of nails. Meditation is somewhat like that. You sit for how long? How long can you stand it? So it's a good practice because you get experience with stopping your thoughts. I need to stop my thoughts. I need to silence my mind every day. I get around other people and my mind becomes a chatterbox. Thoughts start happening. So by learning meditation techniques, you learn that there's relief there. It's like the sweat lodge, Native American. It is unbearably hot. So you go into very deep relaxation, no movement, no thoughts. Just completely no thoughts. Because your brain creates a lot of energy. It uses a lot of heat. We use a lot of blood flow to produce thoughts. So all this stuff, this process of having a transcendent awakening to transcend the mortal condition, it's still there. It's always going to be there as long as we have a mortal body. Physical body that's fragile, that gets hurt. A very, very uncontrollable mind. We struggle to keep our mind in control. It's made this way. We argue with different parts of ourselves. So that's not going to change. It's what's going to change is this paradigm where it's okay to be unfair. That's really stupid for humans to have that as part of our belief system. It's not okay for someone to do you wrong. They should not have done you wrong. If you can persuade the people that it's okay for someone to do you wrong, then they can hurt you. They should not hurt you, ever. They should never do you wrong. They should never have done you wrong. It's wrong. That's why we use the word wrong. So, how long is it going to take for us to stop this insanity of one person doing another person wrong? Stand against it. Join us. Thank you.